半线，让这边的加藤聚守，断魂锁到，这吸到了，吸到了，想救 UCC， 想救，好像是。
It's been roughly 150 days since Deadlock released, and I am finally doing a video about Deadlock being used in a pro game that matters. And this is the game, Nightwing Gaming versus Ninjas in Pajamas, and Ninjas in Pajamas are running Deadlock on Ascent. And to start off with, we're going to take a look at them using the ult, starting here with round number 5, where they're on the attack side, and we're going to start off here with really the first thing that you can already see, GravNet lineups, because here's the thing, their use of Deadlock, clearly they had put some thought into it, because they had a lot of these different lineups like this, and what they're going to do here is this is actually going to become a B fake. They're going to come and, like, you know, act as if they're doing a B split here. We're going to get the Deadlock ult. It will catch someone and get them a kill, but whilst all of that is going on, they're actually going to come to A instead.
风位大概率是一把明狙了，
可以打 A 了。奥丁和明狙在 B， 大部队需要往 A 继续转移，但是中路的这波快骑想要去迎难而上，
断魂锁到有没有收获？好像有点拉空了，
这稍微有点小尴尬嘛，因为这张地图其实拐角也很多。
哎，逮到一个，逮到一个，这是一个弹射的角度。
哎 ，Aaron 把 Crystal 顶掉之后 ，A 区的队友想动，反而是 Aaron 利用手上那把英雄枪有收获，小飞在 A 小。
So we see here the effect that it really has as they come in for this B split with the drone in here. The ult is going to get popped around about this point. And you can see it kind of keeps these 3 people here, but obviously they don't want to get caught by the ult, so, you know, they don't actually want to reveal themselves. And all of that distraction means that these guys can come and sneak off the way. There goes the ult, and you see it does catch onto this Sova. Now, it actually gets broken by the Killjoy just here, as you can see, but then as it gets broken, that means that obviously the Sova is coming out of it, and it's basically a free kill there for our Deadlock. And whilst that's going on, now they're going over towards A. The problem is, though, they are actually going to lose this round.
小飞在 A 小，烟中闪转腾挪，剩下2滴血，这把长枪没有掉给对手。先安包再说吧，其实安包的话，完成提款 B 区还有个钉子户。
但现在来到这个位置很尴尬，这个阻力屏障让他没法回防，艾伦截断到了他。
艾伦好凶啊，他一直把英雄枪在 B 区做了非常多的事儿，但是正面的队友枪线很差，不太顶得住。群里间有标记效果，在2楼下，哇，这把正义很难做胜。
可以拆了呀，艾伦是想过枪的名牌位置有点远。
Next on to round number 7, where they actually already have another ult. Now, this one's going to be a bit weird, because they're going to come and end up here. We are in a 3v3 here, and they're going to come and end up onto the A site and actually taking a site. You see, again, another lineup here that our Deadlock was from here has, you know, chucked in the little barrier across here. You see our Sova drops the spike so the Omen can go and TP and pick up the spike and come and plant it here on A. And now we see the Jet dash away there from heaven, and we have our Deadlock ult here, and we're going to use it. And again, we are going to catch someone up in here in heaven, and again that's going to buy enough time for our Sova to be able to come and complete this lurk and also reveal some of the positions as again they start shooting you know, the little spider web.
他估计只有最多1枪的出枪机会了。
离魂安装爆能前的这样艾伦就可以不用进点了。
哎，烟给的时机还不错，但是有人贴烟出，又是断魂锁
这个角度，
哇，几何学大师啊，艾伦，
防不胜防的位置。
哎，虽然队友有把这个队员给解围吧，但是 Lanner 这把明狙也是快速说到了 Aaron。2v2 的残局，时间成本不站在守方
A 小绕到了，所以的 Fight 有一个背身的机会。Crystal 完全没有想到你在这里。
那这波反绕时机来的非常的聪明，但是
驾驭巨人要拼。 Lanner 没有能够成功。
Now an example from the defensive side on round number 20, and of course when we're talking about the Deadlock ult, so here's them on, you know, some of their defensive selves with the Cypher and the Deadlock, you know, you got a lot of these things to have to deal with, of course. But of course, like on Ascent here, right, if you try an A exec against a Deadlock ult, I mean, you just have to ult down this, and it's like, you're definitely catching someone, right? As they do right here, as they stop this exec.
哦，直接狂烈之怒，
这标定还不错。Lanner 倒了，阻力屏障的这个断魂锁刀的交出，队友好像也不太好解围，有人在驾驶狂烈之怒。 但就算你落地又如何？对方的枪线非常的多，加恒也是成功的把点外的 CXOI 给顶掉。
So we know that they got some value from the ult, but what about the other bits of utility that is so derided across Deadlock's kit? Well, to my surprise, they actually did find some value from it. Like this example, we're back on the attacking side now, and they're going to come and do an A split, right? So we've got our Cypher towards B main, we've got our 3 players towards mid, and we have our Deadlock towards A main. And this is how they were commonly kind of sending their Deadlock towards A. That was kind of their general defaulting position. You see there with a Sonic sensor down in case the Deadlock gets pushed just here. But what we're going to see now is an A split. And the thing that I think that I was most impressed with some of the things that they were doing is that they had a lot of lineups, right? I've already shown this one that they're going to come and do here, where it's going to be from this position just here. We're going to throw the little barrier over the top so it comes and lands here in short, allowing us to do an A split, and obviously meaning that no one can kind of come behind us and kind of follow us through as we're coming onto the site without our knowledge, right? Which is a very big deal. That's definitely very helpful. And you see the impact that it has here on this jet, that obviously, you know, you see that, you see a smoke, it's like, you know, you're just going to retreat there at all points. And then as we come in and do this exec as well, eventually this KO is going to get traded here in a second. We're going to see the Gravnet come in as well and really help them get a kill.
好像不好做遮蔽，小飞先顶住出点的 Spring， 而且后续的队友有点脱节。虽然这也是完成了补位吧，但是推翻的 PP 进的速度也非常的快，这把明区在2楼反而是帮不上忙。
But now let's come to the other game, the actual first game that they used the Deadlock in, and this time I'm going to show you a B split where, again, we did have the Deadlock defaulting towards A. They've now come back and they're going to come and do a B split here. With these two going through B main and the other three coming in through mid. And again, we're going to see a wall be put in here, right? Again, just stopping people from coming through, from the defenders kind of rotating behind anyone coming and trying to get onto the site. And you'll see that this has a big impact in the post plant once we get there.
而与此同时，资料在近点是放了一个小型无人机的，要有人帮忙打一下了。 哎，这里 UCC 想要出去抓这个放小型无人机的人，但是自己也被抓到了。
打枪线，
拜尔打掉2人，现在还有最后一个 UCC 连打2人，他这左边有，右边也有，他右边有2个。
开启了中锋，哎，自己没能架住，那2打2的一波回防，插件是把判官，他来的路上能换掉枪吗？他只能去市场，但市场有人在守。哎，
在看的。
哦，这边有个主义屏障。
对，
这怎么过？
这咋整？
硬拆，
而且他要打的话，得打2个小
了，是吧，判官？他没有想到脸上有人。
And when it came to the Sonic sensors, we really didn't see them be used that much effectively, to be honest. But there was this one round where we're going to see a pretty fast A exec on the attack side, and then using the Sonic sensors in a post plant, where they actually did make quite a bit of difference.
好的，那这个应该是投到了箱子附近，哎。 这是刚好投到了小道附近，近点，
近点打急速，打一颗抽烟闪要自己来吗？没有队友能帮，想想还是算了，自己留了一颗。这个狂烈之怒没有射到人，
而小道这里的话，刚好是找到机会打掉一个加恒。现在爆能器还没有安装，因为在安装爆能器的时候被穿了一倒下。
东西掉在那里，而且玩斯兰克也被打掉。插线这个位置还能再顶一个吗？没顶住。3打3的局面，这个爆能器还是没有安置，而且爆能器掉的位置有点尴尬。
Aaron 现在用枪法说话，
还在打，而且又给了个主义屏障。
那这位置怎么过呢
？Aaron 其实不动就行，这边应该过不去，这过不去一点。
如果你要打这个技能的话，主义屏障它血量很多。李健知道人在右边了。 而且还有一个中立补网，
直接往后退，拖就是硬拖，但用2发雷击剑，这边 Aaron 是比较残的，但是想不管这边的 Aaron 直接往前走，但是 Aaron 被个队友自己再拉出来。
But now let's take a look at some defensive setups, and I actually think one particular setup that they had, I thought was really quite clever and quite inventive. What they're doing here is in B main, and this is generally where they were playing with the Deadlock. You see we got double Sonic sensors here as well, just making it harder, of course, for anyone to actually come into B main. But the idea that they were doing quite often is they were very often throwing down the barrier at different times, sometimes at the start of a round, sometimes, you know, much later on into a round. And, you know, when they do that, they can then potentially go and explore elsewhere. But also one idea that they had with the barrier is you throw down the barrier, and if someone comes up here and tries to shoot it, you can then have your Sova dart, and you can potentially throw a Gravnet in here as well, and reveal someone, have them be kind of crouching where they are, and then Odin spam with the Sova so that they die. Now, this is an example where it didn't actually pull off, but you see kind of the ideas that they had there, but this is just another example where you see the value that they potentially found.
给了，架了，注用双子星，加上奥丁在侧点位的穿射，这波技能的。
And then finally, to finish, one more clip of kind of what was going on in B main on the defensive side, and this one is a bit funny as well.
抑制到人，他的技能才会失效。
这个回合 A 大刮了一个单向烟，中路是没有放半线，让这边的加藤去守，断魂锁到，
吸到了，
想救 UCC，
想救，
好像是2个人都没了。
哎，挡一下，没挡到，那行也没关系。
So what I absolutely love about this clip is, one, again, it's very creative. This time they have the Cypher camera in there as well. So this time it's as soon as someone shoots that Cypher camera, then we're going to do all of this stuff and essentially destroy you, right? So that's the trigger that they actually go off here when they run this play, right? It's actually off the destruction of the Cypher cam just here in a second from that Killjoy just there. And so that's what sends them in motion to do this. Now, obviously, getting the ult and getting off and then getting a second kill as well, of course, it's really funny. What I love about this, though, is that when this Killjoy dies, this is the sonic sensor that stuns both of them, right? It's just like Deadlock in a nutshell. That even this very creative kind of good use of Deadlock right there ends in, of course, the sonic sensor just stunning you as well, just creating some problems for you, because of course that's how Deadlock has to work. And so overall, I was actually quite impressed. I was really quite impressed with some of the things that NIP were doing with Deadlock. I thought they had some creative uses. I think the use of the Cypher for trap plays like the one we just saw was quite good, and you saw like some actual potential there with Deadlock. The sonic sensor definitely still did not provide them much value. It was mostly barrier lineups, GravNet lineups, you know, the ult that were providing the value. The sonic sensors, I think, definitely still could use with a buff, because if they were actually decent abilities, then you would actually start to look at Deadlock maybe as an actual viable character.